piles on my grocery list. Hey friends, it's Amy Dove, the Keto Queen. It's Friday night date night at the Dove House. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. We are getting ready to get some grilling on. We've got the smoker turned on just now, and we're gonna make us a bacon wrapped pork loin that I'm gonna wrap up myself, and then we're gonna make some peppered jack Brussels sprouts. So if you've never seen the peppered jack Brussels sprouts, you're in for a treat. They're just so good. If you've never had Brussels sprouts and you're like, I don't know if I'm gonna try, trust me, it's delicious. Of course, my favorite Brussels sprouts are the bacon creamy Brussels sprouts I've showed you guys before. So last night I took just a tenderloin. I don't want to touch it yet because I ain't going to touch my phone. I just took a basic tenderloin and I seasoned it with my favorite. Let me find it. It's almost out. I'm almost out. I got to buy some more. My favorite Flavor Guides Everything seasoning. So we took the Everything Flavor Guide seasoning and a little pork and steak rub from Flavor Guides and just seasoned both sides of my pork loin, just a regular pork loin. I got this for about $8, I think, something around there at Walmart last weekend. And this is our date night treat. So we're taking some thick sliced bacon and we're going to wrap up this pork loin. And I've never done this before myself. I usually just buy like a pork loin that's already got the bacon wrapped around it. So we're going to do this one ourselves and see how it turns out. We're going to smoke it, and this does take a little while to smoke. So you have to be somewhat patient with your pork loin. But while it's smoking, we're going to be fixing up our Brussels sprouts. And then I think me and my husband are going to take a night swim tonight. So we're going to have date night at the house. What are you guys doing this weekend? I hope you've got big plans. Go ahead.
It says that number is an error.
That's the number, baby. I just read it to you. I read it right.
313845402.
Did I say 384 or 394? I'm pretty sure I said 394.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Anyway, I hope you guys have big plans for the weekend. We're doing date night tonight, and then tomorrow we'll probably go out to eat. I'm not 100% certain on that, but we may go out to eat. I don't know why, but I've been craving a big salad from Rafferty's here in town. They've got really good salads. I don't know that for certain. I may change my mind between today and tomorrow. But I'm curious what you guys are doing for dinner tonight that's low carb or keto friendly. If you'll give me just a second to wrap up this pork loin, we're going to move on to these Brussels sprouts, which I seriously want you to see. You've got to check out the Brussels sprouts. Now, I've never wrapped my own pork loin before, so I don't know how good this is going to work, but it shouldn't be too hard. I don't know why this bacon's like pitiful looking. All right, this bacon's pitiful looking. It's like one side's just like this. I don't like that. All right, so let me do this like this. Almost done. And I'm going to throw this on the grill, or I'm going to ask Ricky to do it for me. While he's...
Amy, I'm trying to...
Yeah. All right, I feel like I need a bunch of toothpicks, so I think I'm going to dig out some toothpicks. Maybe I'll put one more piece of bacon on here. I think the more bacon, the better, right? I mean, more bacon, the better. Who doesn't love bacon? I will do one more on this end. Really, I don't, but I'm going to. Really don't need another piece, but we're going to put it on there. So do you guys make up your own bacon wrapped pork loins? This is going to take a little while to grill, so we're patient. We're being patient because we ain't got any plans. We're just going to hang out at the house tonight. I think. Are we doing any work in the yard today? Or are we waiting until tomorrow?
Trying to get that now.
Oh, we got to do some work in the yard. So I guess I'm going to help him work in the yard, but I'd rather take a swim. We hadn't been in the pool at night all this week. All right, let me wash my hands and dig out some toothpicks. How much you need? What? What'd you do?
I'm just trying to get her number. 3945402.
All she had there, I wasn't sorry. Ooh, that lamb looks good out there.
Oh, man.
Just give me a second. Lord. All right, let me dig out some toothpicks. Most of them fell in the bottom of my drawer now. A bunch of them fell in the bottom of my drawer. Oh! All right, so I'm just going to take these toothpicks and stick them all over the place because I feel like I need to do something to hold this bacon in. And we'll just have to be careful when we cut this thing. I'm fixing to come check out the comments to see what you guys are doing tonight. I'm curious what you're having for dinner that's low carb or keto friendly. I'm going to send Ricky outside to put this on the grill for me. And we're going to move on to these Brussels sprouts. So you guys have to see these Brussels sprouts because they're so yummy. So yummy. All right, I don't know if this is going to work. Look, I'm just really kind of haphazardly putting toothpicks in here. And I have no idea if it's holding anything in. This, I'm sure, is going to have to cook for a good 30 minutes or more. So we're gonna mix up the Brussels sprouts and get them ready to cook, but I'm not gonna put them in the oven until I know I've got about 20 minutes left on this pork loin. I know your pork needs to cook until it's about 140 degrees on the inside. So my grill is pretty awesome. It's got like little probes where you can check the temperature of your meat while it's on the grill, but I also have a little handheld thermometer that I use because my husband is very picky about the temperature of his meat. All right, baby, whenever you're ready, I'm gonna let you just throw this on there for me. Ain't no hurry.
All right, do it. I'll get it over with. I'll change
Get it
clothes.
over with.
Yeah.
He said, let's do it so he can get it over with.
All right, change clothes and everything. Trying to send messages. Trying to work still.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right, all you gotta do is throw it on there.
Just like this.
Well, I mean, not the aluminum foil.
No, that's what you say. Watch what you say. Watch what you say.
All right, so let me check my, thank you, I love that. I love my shirt too. I just got it yesterday. It's so soft, super soft at American Eagle. Hello, Patrice. I see a lot of friends on here. Okay, Debbie, can't wait for this recipe. I'm sorry it's taking me a few minutes to get to it. The Brussels sprouts are going to be awesome, but I had to get that pork loin on the grill. So I've got my oven on 375 now. Normally I would cook it on like 425 to cook them a little faster, but we're in no hurry tonight, so I'm turning the heat down on my oven. So I've got my oven on 375. Yay! Donna says she already fixed Brussels sprouts tonight. I love Brussels sprouts. So many different ways you can cook them, but I love this recipe I'm fixing to show you guys. It's so yummy. All right, Debbie says she bought some asparagus. Never had it before. Oh, I hope you love it. So I love to just bake it, like to roast it. So put your asparagus on a baking sheet with a little parchment paper or aluminum foil so you don't have to clean, of course. Drizzle just a little bit of oil, so olive oil or avocado oil, salt and pepper. Really, all you have to do is salt and pepper, oil. Let it roast in the oven on 350 until it gets soft. When it's done the way you like it, pull it out and put a little crushed Parmesan on it. Oh, your family's gonna love it. It's so delicious. So many awesome ways to make asparagus. Yay, Kimberly got her keto nat yesterday. I'm so excited for you, Kimberly, to try it out and let me know what's going on. Let's see. Oh yes, and the asparagus, definitely Timothy's giving you some great advice. Wrap it and bake it and throw it on the grill. Yum. All right, I'm trying to see if you guys have any questions for me or any comments. You look good today. Oh, thank you. My husband's a mess. Joey, my husband's a mess for sure. Kimberly said her husband made some of the cabbage casserole. Yum. You guys are making me hungry, and I've got a while before it's time to eat. Wendy's going to make some fried radishes this weekend. I like them, Wendy. They're not my favorite, but I definitely like them, and I like to switch things up. So it's been a little while since I've had any. Okay, so we're going to take these Brussels sprouts. I've got a bowl of fresh Brussels sprouts. I just cut them in half lengthwise. Now, I love fresh vegetables. If you want to use frozen, I don't see why it wouldn't work. You just need to thaw them out. But I just cut them down the middle, all different sizes. So that's what we started with, and I'm using 1 pound. The recipe I'm going to post for you says to use 2 pounds. So if you want to use 2, you go right ahead. Either way, I use the same ingredients. So we have a small onion, and I just chopped it up in small pieces. You can do as big or as little as you want, but the onion makes this so delicious. And we're going to mix all this together. Now the recipe tells you to do it a little different, but this is the way I do it, my style of doing it, because it works this way. We also are going to add 4 tablespoons of melted butter. So 4 tablespoons of melted butter in with your Brussels sprouts. You know what, guys? Let me start my timer. Set a timer for 15 minutes. In 15 minutes, I got to flip my pork.
15 minutes and counting.
So 4 tablespoons of melted butter with your small onion and your Brussels sprouts. And then we're going to add some garlic. I'm going to do a good tablespoon of garlic. I love minced garlic. If you want to use garlic powder, go ahead. Let me get it for you again. Guys, hang on just a second.
No, I'm just going to do this and I'll leave that in the brush.
Okay. I don't know what you're so frustrated for. You can't use your phone?
Because the phone's not working.
Okay, so we're going to use some garlic. I like minced garlic. You can use garlic powder if you like to. But I'm going to do a good big tablespoon or 2 tablespoons because I love garlic. You don't have to use this much. You can just use a little bit. But again, I love garlic and it makes the onions and the Brussels sprouts so delicious. All right, we're going to do a teaspoon of parsley. Now, if you have fresh parsley, it's always better. But I don't have any, so I'm going to use some of my dried parsley. So just a teaspoon of parsley. And we're already almost done with this. This is how fast and easy it is. So few ingredients. All right, we also want a tablespoon of oil. So I'm going to use avocado oil. If you have olive oil, that's perfectly fine. So we're going to do a tablespoon of oil. Okay, we're just mixing all these things together. I'm going to go back over in just a second. All right, and then we need a little bit of salt and pepper. So we're going to do a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. course, you guys know I love Redmond's Royal Salt. A good pink Himalayan salt is what you need. I know I say that every night, but I want to make sure everyone is listening to me. It's very important you have a good mineral replacement. So a pink Himalayan salt is a really good mineral replacement. Make sure it's a good pink Himalayan salt. You're not buying at the Dollar Tree, but any kind, Walmart brand, Kroger brand, or you can go all out and buy the Redmond's Royal Salt. I just love it because it tastes amazing. Okay, so a half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper, and that's it. So let me get me a spoon. So we're gonna mix these things up together, and I'm gonna tell you again what it is. So I know I get on your nerves. I have 1 pound of Brussels sprouts. You can do 2 pounds if you want to. The recipe calls for 2, but me and my husband are gonna be eating tonight, and I'm sure we'll have some leftovers, so I didn't want 2 pounds. So 1 pound of Brussels sprouts is what I'm doing if you're only cooking for a few people. You just cut them lengthwise. We added in 4 tablespoons of melted butter, about a small onion. You can do even half as small if you don't like onions, but you need onions for this recipe because it's amazing. Okay, so I cut up a small onion and just little chopped slices, and we added I'm gonna have to look. We added 1 tablespoon of oil, a teaspoon of parsley, a tablespoon of garlic. Okay, now I'm using minced garlic. If you don't want that much, you can do less, or you can do garlic powder, much less. Half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper. And that's how easy it is. We're just mixing all of this up. We want to get all those seasonings mixed and the butter and everything mixed really good. And then we're going to pour this onto our parchment paper. So let me back this up a little bit if I got some room. So I'm using parchment paper because it's just so easy. It doesn't stick at all. You can just take it up and throw it away. And we're just going to pour this onto the parchment paper. Now the recipe tells you to do this a little different, but this is the way I do it, and it works and tastes delicious. You are going to get your hands dirty in just a second, but that's okay. So now I'm going to put this out on my parchment paper, and I'm just going to move it around. I really don't want a mound of food, but you don't want them spread so far out that they all don't cook together, because all of this buttery stuff is going to melt a little bit. So you always want to put your Brussels sprouts cut side down. So put them on your pan cut side down. And they don't have to be on top or on the bottom. You can have some onions on the bottom, onions on top, it doesn't matter. We're just flipping all of these around so that there's cut side down. If you want to move some of your onions to the top, that's fine. It does not really matter. All of this is going to cook together, and I'm telling you, these ingredients together are seriously amazing on these vegetables. I actually thought about trying on a different vegetable just to taste it and see, but I love it on the Brussels sprouts. So my biggest ones I always put in the middle so they'll cook faster. And voila. Let me make sure I got them all turned over. They're not standing on top of each other. You definitely don't want to pile them on top of each other. It'll take longer to cook. But you'll see in just a second, I got some onions on the bottom, some onions on the top. You can move it around if you want all the onions on top. It does not matter. All right. And the reason you want to kind of bunch them together, not on top of each other, but bunch them together, is if you have any outliers, they're going to burn. They're going to cook a lot faster and burn, and we don't want that. Another reason is once these are done cooking, we're going to pull them out of the oven, and then we're going to put a little bit of pepper jack cheese on top. Once we put that pepper jack cheese on top, we're going to put them back in the oven so that cheese can melt just a couple of minutes, or you can broil it just to brown it a little bit. But that cheese is what makes this recipe all come together. It is a pepper jack Brussels sprout. Look how pretty that is on the pan. So I'm not ready yet. I've got to let my pork loin cook for a little while, but I've got my oven on 375, and I'm gonna stick this in. You just cook them until they're soft to the desiredness you like. I don't like them mushy, I don't like them crunchy. So you kind of have to know how you like your vegetables as far as the softness. But as soon as you figure that out, just let it cook. Stick a fork in it. If you can stick a fork in it, they're done. Okay, and then put that pepper jack cheese and let it brown or melt. And guys, this is so, so delicious. So hang on just a second. I gotta wash my hands. I'll be right back. I gotta get my husband's phone number. So if you guys hadn't noticed, I did a video last night and I had a lot of questions and a lot of comments, and I was so busy at work that I have not had a chance to follow up on that. So sometime tonight, probably late tonight and in the morning, I'm going to follow up on all the questions from that video last night. Don't give up on me. I will come. I answer all of my questions. So I may be getting to you late tonight or in the morning, but if you have questions in my posts, I always will come and answer them. If I miss over it for some reason, maybe Facebook didn't show me your notification, type it again. Send me a personal message because I want to make sure I'm helping everybody who has questions. I'm going to jump off here and get this phone number from my husband. I hope you guys have an awesome night. Again, pepper jack Brussels sprouts and bacon wrapped pork loin for date night here at the house, and we're going to have a good one. Talk to you guys later. Bye.